Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch first launched as a special edition at the 2023 Patek Philippe Tokyo exhibition. The next year, 2024, we saw the regular production version of this, the World Time 5330G-001. So a world timer, now with the addition of a radial date. The timepiece is 40 millimeters in white gold, really gray gold, more on that in a moment, from lug tip to lug tip. It's nicely sized, as you could see, 49.8 millimeters, giving it an impressive wingspan for a 40 millimeter watch, 11.9 millimeters thick, with a very conventional and universally serviceable 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Now on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, you could see that broad lug-to-lug dimension is the limiting factor here. So I'm going to recommend this watch for wrists, let's say 15 centimeters circumference and larger. We're not at the limit on my wrist, though we're getting there. I'd say 15 centimeters circumference and up, you're going to wear this well. It is, however, very flat, and with a well-sloped case flank, it'll slide easily under a cuff. Guys, we've got denim. A great look for this watch. You can see it's actually leather, and it's got a denim sort of stitched pattern molded into it with highlights designed to evoke the pattern of jeans or jean jackets. Make no mistake, Patek is luxury, and so this is all leather with a contrasting stitch. We've got conventional calfskin on the bottom. You can see the use of pull tab spring bars so you can pop it off the case without a tool. The buckle features the calatrava cross, the logo of the manufacturer. You'll also find it on the crown. You'll also find it on the rotor. The watch features a single fold inside the deployant, which will pop open here so you can see how it works. It's got this little radial spring which sockets into that hole and offers quite a bit more security than your average friction fit clasp. The lugs are beautifully welded on. You can see the sharp junction between case band and lug, a good look and quite dramatic. And then we've got fluting on the edge of each tapered, almost teardrop-like arcing lug. We've got the calatrava cross on the crown. We have a polished rectangular pusher and then a slightly inset bezel with a vertical face and a conical profile. All this 30 meters water resistant. I know Patek now says 30 is 30 and a real 30. I still don't advise you expose it to anything more than a splash or rain. Gray gold, I mentioned it. What does it mean? Well, gray gold is a type of white 18-karat gold that does not need rhodium plating. So what you see here is the color of the metal. It's not a rhodium coating. It's a little bit darker or warmer, one might say, than conventional rhodium-plated white gold. But if you scratched, it's the same color underneath. It's considered to be the better white gold. It's what you'll find on De Bethune, Grubel Forsey, Rolex, Jaeger-LeCoultre, and Patek Philippe has used it since at least 2006. On the dial, we have a stamped pattern at center that Patek describes as a carbon pattern, so I suppose they're trying to evoke the woven pattern of carbon fibers. We have a combination of different elements here. We have a Louis Coutier style world time system where your city of reference goes up at 12 o'clock. Just this is how you remember it. The city that's right side up is your city of reference. So Louis Coutier was a watchmaker who launched his world time system in the 1930s, and the premise was you have hands at center, then you have a counterclockwise rotating 24-hour reference ring, and then you have 24 reference cities to stand in for the 24 principal time zones of the world. So let's say I am in Dhaka, and I'm wondering, well, is it 9 a.m. or is it 9 p.m. in Dhaka? Well, I can see this little silver semicircle, one half of the reference ring. It's silver, and so it's light, it's bright, there's a little sun, so I know that is 9. Not 2100, so I know I'm looking at 9 a.m. in Dhaka. Now, if I want to know in South Georgia, I can see that it's 1 a.m. If I want to know in Auckland, I can see that it's 3 in the afternoon. And you can always see the opposite across. London, it would be 3 in the morning. So it's a very simple system. And if you want to change your time zone, the watch does the math for you. This is a system that Coutier and Patek later pioneered to make the world time display a little bit more convenient and streamlined. So I can change my reference city, and as I do so, all of the timing references change. There's also a pointer style date, and there's a little pusher adjuster on the flank that allows you to adjust the pointer style date. If I pull the crown out, you can see how the adjustment mechanism works. We'll just roll through some scrolling of the hours and the reference ring so you can see that better. The hands and the indices on that center dial are white gold, so they'll never tarnish or oxidize. There you see the jumping of the pointer style date, which is on an elevated flange on the edge of the dial, and that elevation and cantilever is a big part of the aesthetic appeal of this watch. Now we'll do a lume shot. And you can see there is lume, a surprising amount and quality of lume. Taking a look at the case back, it's a 240 base, so you're looking at Patek Philippe caliber 240. It is a micro rotor automatic. This is actually the 240 HUC, like most Patek Philippe watches and their movements. The caliber here is alphanumeric. So it is a 22 karat gold micro rotor on ceramic ball bearings, winding a 48-hour power reserve. It's got a 3 hertz beat rate, 6 position adjustment, free sprung gyromax style balance, silicone hairspring. It's got an accuracy of no worse than -1 +2 seconds per 24 hours. Now, if you look here, you can see that there's a lot of refinement inherent on this watch, and we've got a notation of 6 positions, which is one more than a standard chronometer. A chronometer, per the ISO 3159 and the protocol followed, I should say, by the COSC, it is going to be ISO 3159, which is a 5-position test. 6 positions gives imprecision, no place to hide. And of course, we've got a snap case back and a movement featuring stripes, anglage, beveling, engine turning, polished screw heads, satination on the wheels and the ratchet wheel. We even have beveling inside the jewel and screw sinks, so it is a good-looking movement. Again, 3 hertz. 48-hour power reserve. It does not feature a hacking function, but if you look at the dial, none is necessary as there is no running seconds display. So lots and lots to love. And a little note about that silicone hairspring. The latest Patek Philippe Spiromax silicone hairsprings, they're still flat as they've always been, and they're still anti-magnetic because they're silicone, but the precise profiling of the coils means that even though this is flat and thin and shock resistant like a flat hairspring, it still breathes concentrically like an overcoil, positionally agnostic. So that's one of the great advantages of Patek's research in silicone hairsprings. A lovely watch and a very versatile one for travelers. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.